There's a mistake hiding in the timeline of almost every Iowa home sale. You can't see it. Nobody warns you about it, and it has the power to delay your closing, cost you money, or turn your final week into a scramble. It's not the roof, it's not the foundation, and it's not anything an inspector will ever find. It's a timing problem. And the way Iowa handles title, we're the only state in the country that does it this way, makes it dangerously easy to fall into. Most sellers don't realize they've made the mistake until they're days from closing and everyone's cramming to fix it. So over the next few minutes, I'll show you what the trap is, why Iowa is different from every other state, and how to stay out of it. I'm Jeremy Danilson. I'm a real estate attorney here in Iowa, and over the years, my firm has supported more than 20,000 Iowa real estate transactions. 20,000. So I've watched this exact mistake play out more times than I can count, almost always in the final days before closing. Here's what you lose if you click away right now. You list your home. You get an offer. You wait for the inspection to clear because that feels like the smart, cautious thing to do. Then once the inspection is done, somebody finally starts the abstract. And now you're up against your closing date with no room to spare. The abstract lands on the examining attorney's desk 2 days before closing. Everyone, your attorney, the buyer's lender, the closer, is suddenly racing against the clock. And when people rush, people make mistakes. Things get missed. Your closing date slips. The buyer gets nervous. The moving truck, the new house, the plans you built your life around, all of it sits in limbo because the clock ran out. That's what's on the line. So stay with me because the fix costs you nothing but a little bit of timing. Here's what's actually going on. Iowa doesn't handle title the way the rest of the country does. 49 states use title insurance. Iowa is the only one that doesn't. Instead, we use Iowa Title Guaranty, a state-backed program, and the way we prove your title is clean is through a document called the abstract. Think of the abstract as the full life story of your property, every owner, every mortgage, every lien, easement, and judgment, going all the way back. Before you close, that abstract has to be brought up to date by an abstractor, then read and certified by an attorney. Both of those steps take time. The update isn't instant. It can take a couple of weeks depending on the county and how busy the abstractor is. And the attorney's review takes time too, especially if something turns up that needs to be cleared. Now here's the mistake. Many sellers wait. They figure they'll deal with the abstract once they're sure the deal is really happening, usually after the inspection clears. It feels responsible, but here's the problem. The clock doesn't care why you waited. By the time you order the update, get it back, hand it to the attorney, you've burned most of your timeline. The abstract shows up 2 days before closing, and now everyone is doing in 48 hours what should have had 2 weeks. And that's where the real danger is. It's not that the abstract has a problem, it's that nobody has time to handle it if it does. When the abstract arrives early and clean, great, you coast into closing. But when it arrives early, there's an old mortgage that was never released, or a name that doesn't match, or a lien you forgot about. There's still time to fix it quietly. When it arrives 2 days out and there's a problem, now you're cramming. And cramming is where mistakes get made. An error on the deed, a number that gets missed, a closing that has to be pushed. The problem was always fixable. The timeline is what turned it into a crisis. So here's the one thing I want you to take from this video. The trap isn't a title defect. The trap is starting the abstract too late. The sellers who get blindsided are the ones who wait for inspection to clear before anyone touches the abstract. The sellers who close calm and on time get an attorney involved early, right after they accept the offer, sometimes before. That's the whole secret. Don't wait for inspection. The day you accept an offer, get a real estate attorney moving on the abstract while everyone else is still waiting. Same abstract, same possible problems, but now there's time to handle them right instead of fast. That's the difference between a closing that's handled and a closing that's a crisis. And it comes down to timing. So if you're selling your Iowa home this year, don't wait for a title problem to find you in the final week. Start early. If you're selling soon and want this handled right from day one, the link in the description tells you how we work with sellers. And either way, if you want to know exactly what can turn up in that abstract, watch this video next.